YouTube, what's up? It's your boy Antha Barber coming back at you with another haircut tutorial. In this video, I'm going to be doing a high and tight with a skin fade. So I like to begin each cut by brushing or combing out my client's hair to get everything to lay in its natural direction. Alright, so now that I got everything laid down neatly, I'm going to come in with my caliber 38 special, and I'm going to begin to set and create my first guideline, which is going to be my bald guide. Aside from this part, and when I use the foil shaver, I'm going to run everything in real time. I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys how these caliber clippers work, so I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to the 357 Magnum in real time, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so now that my bald guideline was created, I'm now going to completely bald it out, coming in with my caliber RPG. You are going to notice that when I get towards the top of this guideline that I am going to use that flick out motion because I want to demonstrate a clean transition from completely bald to stubble, because that's going to help my fade pop later. I also want to mention that you're going to notice that I come back in with my trimmer just to kind of finish the look that I'm going for right here as far as blending out this guide. And anytime that you see some weight left and you feel like the foil shaver might not be picking it up the way you'd like it to, you could always come in with whatever tool you use to create to erase. So in that case, I came back in with my trimmer and I lightly cleaned up what I was looking to clean up. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Alright, so now that guide's blended out, I'm now going to come in with my caliber 357 Magnum with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to set and create my next guideline. Alright, so now that my guide was created with my lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of this guide right back up towards the top of this guide. One thing I do want to mention about this 357 caliber clipper is it has the notches placed on the side, and for a really long time I've been using clippers without notches, so clearly I don't need them to blend out my blends. But I will say that I'm starting to absolutely love them. That old saying, work smarter, not harder, really applies here. So I just wanted to say that. So right here, you're going to see that I begin to blend from the bottom of this guide right back up towards the top of this guide. And as I just said, I'm going to use the notches on the side. So I'm going to allow the clipper to do my work. And once I go through the notches and I'm back towards the top of that guide, I'll step back and take a look at the blend. And just like any time you trust the system and you go through it, you step back, you take a look, and then you come in detail. So that's exactly what you're going to see me do after I go through the notches. I'm going to take a step back, look at any inconsistency in my blend, and I'm going to begin the detail work. I'm going to use lever play is what I like to call it. So basically you're going to see that I open and close my lever as needed. Sometimes I'll use the whole blade, sometimes I'll use the corner of the blade, but all I'm really trying to do in the end is perfect the blend. Alright, so why I do that cleanup right now that I just told you about as far as the lever play, I know a lot of you guys are curious right now and you're wondering what type of class or what other clippers are already out that you could relate this clipper to. And I really hate doing that. And the reason why I hate doing that is because I feel like it takes away from the person that created something when you relate it to something. unless somebody literally just came out and copycatted something, you know what I'm saying? So I hate to do that, but I will say that this clipper is really similar to the Wall Cordless Senior. And the reason why I say that is it's not because of the way it's built or because of the battery, but it's because of the consistency and the power that this clipper has behind it. So I don't want to compare it to nothing, but I will say that it's similar to that clipper. Alright, so now that we have that blended out, I'm now going to come in with my Wall number 1 color guard, and I'm going to come in with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to create and set my next guideline. I am going to give myself the same amount of space that I gave myself with the previous guide, that way I keep everything consistent with this blend. However, when I get towards the top of this guide, I am going to use that flick out motion because I don't want to set any harsh guide that's going to give me trouble removing later. I am going to work on connecting this blend into that length on top. So by me using that flick out motion, if it does set any guide in, it's going to set it in softly and be easy to remove later. So once that guide was created with the lever open, I'm now going to close my lever and begin to blend from the bottom of this guide right back up towards the top of the guide where I just left off with the lever fully open. And typically the one closed tends to leave weight behind, but I'm going to show you how to remove that in the next step. I also want to say that typically I go straight up and down with my clipper, but I've been watching Eddie on the YouTube Barber Academy and I noticed that he comes in at an angle and I like the way his blends look, so shout out to him for teaching me a new technique that I'm going to start implementing in my system. So right here you're going to see that I'm going to begin to attack that weight that I was talking about that the one closed leaves behind. So I'm going to come in with my Wall half color guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to attack right above the weight that I see. Again, that's right above the weight that I see. And I'm going to use that fade down process to eliminate. So basically what that means is I'm going to close my lever as needed and continue to blend downwards until that guide's completely blended out. Alright, so now that my blend's starting to come together, before I try to connect this fade to the length on top, I'm actually going to go ahead and do my shear work right now. So what you saw me do right there was saturate the hair with some water, because for me personally, it allows me to gain a little more control over the hair, and that makes me cut a little more comfortably. So my client literally wants finger length left behind, so there's not a whole lot to teach you here other than just be really consistent, make sure that you get everything, make sure that you're not pulling too big of sections so you're leaving hair uncut between sections. And anytime somebody asks for finger length, we all know that I could go ahead and knock it down with the clipper guard, but I just feel like a shear cut gives a better look, and that's something that I want to give my clients, and I know that they appreciate that a lot more than me just running a clipper guard over his head. So any chance you get to use shears on your client, I suggest you do it, because again, it gives an overall different look to the cut itself. Alright, so my client asked for a little bit of texture in his cut, So that's what I'm doing right now, is some texturizing. A lot of people call this slithering, or I don't know, there's so many names for it, but basically what I'm doing here is I'm texturizing the hair. I'm coming in with my shears halfway closed, and I'm working across the hair, as you could see, in almost section likes. And as I slide these shears across my client's hair, I literally could feel the shears cutting the hair like you would feel it cutting paper if you were to slide it across a paper. Anytime that I feel my shears not wanting to continue to cut, I slightly open and close them, and I continue to slither my way down the hair. So that's exactly how you add that form of texture to your client. If none of that makes sense, just get active in that comment section below and let me know what might have confused you. So right here, now that I'm done with my shear work, I'm going to do some clipper over comb so that I could connect this blend into that length on top. Alright, so I kind of wanted to mention Eddie over at YouTube Barber Academy again, because I gave him a low-key shout out, but I don't have a link that I'm going to drop in my description or anything like that. Not to say he's not worthy of it, I just don't have the link, and I'm getting ready to drop this right now for you guys. But I do want to say that make sure you go over there and check his channel out. His channel's really starting to grow. But even more importantly, this man is dropping content consistently. He's constantly pumping out what I would say is like educational courses. I mean, this dude is going to the board and everything with it. So make sure you go check him out. Get active somewhere on his channel when you like something that you see, and let him know that your boy Ant the Barber sent you. So right here, now that I'm done with my clipper over comb, any weight that I may have noticed that wasn't completely removed by using that clipper over comb, I'm now going to clean it up. So I'm going to come in with my Wall 1.5 premium guard with the lever open, and I'm going to begin to attack any weight that I see. And again, this time I'm going to use that fade down process, so I'll close my lever as needed until that guide's completely blended out. Alright, so my client does want a hard part. So before I do the clipper over comb on this side of his hair, I like to put in the hard part and then clean it up with the clipper over comb. So that's what I'm going to do right here. So right here I'm prepping the hard part, and what I mean by prepping is I'm just trying to knock down any bulk and slightly create the hard part that I'm looking for. I'm not trying to fully set it in with my trimmer, so I'm not applying a whole lot of pressure. I'm not digging in his head. I'm literally just trying to create the outline and the shape of the hard part that I do want, and then I'm going to come in with my razor and finalize everything. Alright, so now I'm going to come in with my straight razor, and I'm going to begin to clean out that hard part and really make it pop. Alright, so for those of you that already forgot, this is what my boy Brian came in looking like. And typically I don't say my client's name, but this time I specifically wanted to take time to let Brian know that I appreciate you, brother. His love and support goes far beyond this chair, and again, I just wanted to take this time to say I appreciate you. Here is a look at the final cut, y'all. That looks blurry. And if you agree with that, or you got anything useful out this, I ask that you smash that like button. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you stick around. It's only gonna get doper from here. I appreciate y'all. Be blessed and be a blessing. I'm out.